A high-tech conference room in a secure facility where global leaders, scientists, and military officials discuss the Neo-Dinosaurs. The room is filled with holographic displays showing velociraptor behaviors, symbols, and their rapidly expanding territories. Leader 1. These creatures aren't just animals anymore, they're organizing. Leader 2. If we don't act soon, we'll lose control of our own planet. Emily, control isn't the solution. We need to understand them first. James, easier said than done. Every move they make feels like a calculated response to our actions. Dr. Mara.
They're testing us. What we see as random, they see as a negotiation. For the first time in history, diplomacy isn't between nations, it's between species, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
A remote observation post on the edge of a velociraptor-controlled zone. Visuals. Velociraptors gather at the forest edge, one of them emitting sounds resembling human words, distorted but eerily recognizable. James, startled. Did it just mimic us? Emily. It's not just mimicry, it's attempting to communicate. Dr. Mara.
This changes everything. They're bridging the gap on their own terms. Language isn't just words. It's connection, power, and intent. And now they're learning to wield it.
A desolate desert area where velociraptors have carved complex symbols into the ground. A drone captures aerial footage of intricate patterns that seem to map territories and timelines. James, analyzing. These aren't random. This could be a map or a message. Emily, a declaration of intent. They're telling us this land belongs to them. Dr. Mara.
It's more than a message. It's a warning. They're showing us they understand strategy and control. Every symbol is deliberate, calculated, and precise. They're not just claiming territory, they're claiming authority.
A heavily fortified research station surrounded by dense forest. Velociraptors surround the facility at a distance, vocalizing sounds that mimic alarms and human phrases, creating confusion. Emily, it's like they're testing our responses, using our own sounds against us. James, or trying to lure us out. Dr. Mara.
They're learning to disrupt us, to destabilize our sense of security. The line between predator and diplomat blurs with every interaction. They're not just mimicking, they're strategizing.
A large open field where the team attempts to initiate communication by projecting light-based symbols. Visuals. Velociraptors respond by arranging rocks and sticks into matching patterns, then adding layers of complexity. James. They're not just copying us, they're improving on what we send. Emily. This is them dictating the conversation, setting the terms. Dr. Mara. Large open field where the team attempts to initiate communication by projecting light-based symbols. Velociraptors respond by arranging rocks and sticks into matching patterns, then adding layers of complexity. James. They're not just copying us, they're improving on what we send. Emily. This is them dictating the conversation, setting the terms. Dr. Mara.
It's an invitation, but only if we're willing to rise to their level. Diplomacy isn't about speaking the same language. It's about proving you're worth listening to.
A coastal village where velociraptors mark their presence without harming anyone. Boats are neatly arranged on the beach. Symbols are carved into wooden posts, and the villagers hide in fear. Emily. They didn't take anything or hurt anyone, but they've left their mark. James. It's psychological warfare. They don't need violence to dominate. Dr. Mara.
Fear is their most effective tool, and they know it. Each act is a calculated step forward. They're showing us they can control our world without ever lifting a claw.
A field at dusk where velociraptors vocalize phrases that mimic human speech, growing clearer with each attempt. The velociraptors' sounds echo eerily, leaving the team unsettled. James, it's like they're practicing, refining their ability to sound like us. Emily, they're evolving faster than we ever imagined. Dr. Mara,
Language isn't just about words. It's about intent, and their intent is becoming clearer. They're not just adapting, they're mastering the tools that define us, and that's what makes them truly dangerous.
a riverbank where velociraptors have left intricate symbols and patterns along the shore. The symbols glow faintly under bioluminescent moss cultivated by the velociraptors. Emily, they're marking boundaries, clear and deliberate. James, and challenging us to cross them. Dr. Mara,
They're establishing their rules, and by staying silent, we're agreeing to them. Diplomacy isn't always about compromise. Sometimes it's about dominance, and they're excelling at it.
a live broadcast where the team shares their findings with the world, footage of velociraptors vocalizing and displaying territorial behaviors plays behind the team. James, this isn't just evolution, it's revolution. Emily, we need to decide how we engage with them before they decide for us. Dr. Mara, Chateau,
Diplomacy requires mutual respect, but they're showing us what happens when one side outpaces the other. They're not asking for peace or war. They're waiting for us to prove we belong in their world.
a remote mountaintop where velociraptors create a massive glowing symbol visible for miles. The team watches from a distance, their expressions a mix of awe and fear. Emily, what do you think it means? James, whatever it is, it's their next move, and they're letting us know we're part of it. Dr. Mara,
We thought we could negotiate, but this isn't negotiation. It's their declaration. They've mastered strategy, fear, and language. The question isn't what they'll do next. It's whether we can keep up.